people up. And you should listen too, because yeah, yeah. Take that off. What? We have around 30 minutes to wrap this up. Just the
Remember, we gotta get the cameras to finally actually go through by the screen.
All right. So this is just a basic. Well, we're just gonna teach you the basics of a pair of how the forex market actually works in a way. So this is just the basic of an uptrend.
And we have to introduce ourselves for the YouTube.
It's just like, oh, whatever. Forget it.
They can just follow our other social media. All right. So we will start off with the.
Now let's just tell who we are, because I'm kind of rude for the people that are watching live. So for the people that are watching on YouTube, my name is Oscar,
and Renzo.
So both of us are just forex traders. Been profitable for about a year or so. You've been profitable for about a year, right?
6-7 months.
Alright.
So we just started. I'm still in high school, by the way, so it's just.
Yeah. I'm supposed to be in college, but I didn't go to drop out. So right now we started an academy where we're going to be teaching people how to trade, and
it's all for free, just because we want to help people out in a way, and it took us a long time to, to understand it in a way, just enough to be profitable. That's basically it. And today we're just gonna teach the basics of basically what a pair does sometimes. So that's the euro against the dollar, and we'll just say there's an uptrend, right? And he'll be doing the downtrend in a minute while I'm done here.
I can't do a downtrend that way. Yeah.
All right, so I'll start it off with the uptrend, and then he'll be doing the downtrend. All right, so basically every time in the market, anywhere you go, whatever it is, you will always see an uptrend in the minute chart, 5-minute chart, whatever it is, 4-hour, daily, weekly, monthly, whatever. Well, this is basically just one of the ways of how trend continuation. That's what I base my trades on, and how I put my stuff in. It's just trend continuation. Most people use scanners, use patterns like butterfly patterns, just fucking retarded. But you gotta pay for it monthly, which is something you do not want, because that will cut from your profits. And if you're just starting out, basically it's gonna eat up all your profits. Yeah. So this is just there's a lot of secrets in the market which you just need to find out that are very profitable, that very few people know about, and actually profit off of it. So this is just an uptrend of what basically the market does. You can see that it went up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. When it goes down, this right here, this area, when it goes down, that's known as a pullback, right? Everything does it. Every time, every minute, every pair, it does a pullback. It doesn't matter.
It's a pullback or a correction.
Or a correction, that's known, right? And there are different levels of pullback: the 618, the 832, so all these type of pullbacks, Fibonacci, all that stuff. But you don't really need that. There's a lot of. Yeah. We've seen so much shit, honestly. We've seen a lot of stuff. So this is basically just a pullback, right? A lot of people would buy, a lot of people would sell, but basically what I would do, I would wait, because this is basically just one support level right here, right? Because once it hits this, right, because this is where the market last time made its pullback. So that is an area of where a lot of sellers came in and decided to override the market with the bears, which is called selling. So then you can see that it went down, for that example, and it just completely shot up. Sometimes the market shoots up for news relations, sometimes for the NFP or the meetings, or maybe Trump fucked some shit up and then it completely went up. Well, basically that's where it would shoot up, and that's where a lot of people would lose money, and they would get frustrated and lose and all that stuff. They would just quit. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. For this to work, you have to be really patient. Most people only put, like, the really profitable ones, the professional ones that do this, really only put 5 to 10 trades a month, which most people go trigger happy. We've seen that in a lot of people too.
Without big loss.
Yeah, with big loss. Okay, so it shot up apparently for example, and it made another pullback here, pullback, right? It made another pullback, but this time you will be looking at different types of stuff where you can see, oh, how can I get in this trade and minimize the risk? Well, there's a lot of stuff that comes into order. As you can see, there's the news, there's trend continuation, there's the RSI, which we won't get into this topic right now, but this is basically what I base my stuff on to see if it's going to keep on going up or if it's going to make a break in the market, which is basically just where it completely breaks down and it makes a new trend, which pairs do that all day, every day. Like it did on the Euro USD today, it completely broke down out of the structure and then just kept on going down. And you lost a lot of money out of it.
Not still not losing
He's being selfish.
I'm still fighting for it.
Okay, so let's say all the go numbers, all my go signals are in. I would put a buy on this. This is where I would actually go on a buy. Because, as you can see from last time, let's say this is back in May, and then it's fucking June in here, right? Let's say it's June right there. Well, when you go to the daily chart, 4-hour chart, you can see back in May that it did a pullback right in this area. So you can, as most people, the pairs always go back to the pullback once it made from before, because that's where there's a lot of buyers and sellers, buyers and sellers, buyers and sellers, buyers and sellers, and then over time you will see one side override each other than the other one. So since last time it made a downside, it's only logical that it will go up. It will go up because that's what an uptrend continuation is. It keeps on going up. It just does little retracements, and it goes up. Those are the basically trend continuation. That's like a pattern that the market has, and millions and millions of people trade that and make a lot of money out of it. So it's basically just keep everything simple, right? So I shot up, right? Let's say this is 70 pips. Let's say this is 70 pips, right? And that's what we call basically every time the market moves. So if it moves up 1 pip, that's one little thing movement in the market, upside or downside. So let's say that's 70 pips, right? And I put a 10-cent lot, 10-cent lot. So that means every time the market moves against my way or the other way, I would be losing 10 cents or gaining 10 cents. So if we do 70 times 10, that would be $70. I would be banking in $70 in profit on that one. Now keep in mind, I don't really trade every day. I just analyze it. I basically put in 2 to 3 trades every week, or 2 to 3 trades every 2 weeks, or sometimes I don't put nothing in the whole week because there's nothing to trade. You just have to be patient with it. But once it pays off, you can see you can be making a lot of money. And it depends on your bank account too, like how much money you have in, or you just completely don't care about your money.
Well, it all depends how you look at the market.
Yeah.
I seen I analyze the market, and then I'll text him and I'll be like, "Why are you not in this trade?" It's like, "Oh, it's in the middle of nowhere. It's like in the middle." You're like, "This doesn't look right," and I'm like, "Just take the trade." And you're like, "No, it's not."
Yeah, because it goes against my trading plan. Because I've learned the hard way that
he has a different plan.
We both have different. There's millions of millions profitable ones, but you just have to find the right one for you and pick the right one.
Yeah.
And plus, if you're trying to get into this, be prepared to lose a lot of stuff.
Oh, and also keep in mind that no one knows how the market runs.
You can just predict it. Basically, you're like a professional predictor or whatever.
Yeah. So just don't like we're teaching you. We're gonna
basics. This is the basics of an uptrend, basics of a downtrend. There's a lot of stuff that happens. You can go screw this. That's basically what it happens on a.
You can go sideways.
You can go sideways for days, weeks, even months. But this is just an uptrend. This is just how the market moves when it's on its way up.
It could go sideways and then out of nowhere it just be like, or it could just be like, either way.
Okay, so let's just continue up. So it shot up, right? And this is back from, you can see from last time it made a higher high, right? Because this is a higher high, there's a higher low, there's a higher high, there's a higher low, and there's a higher high. Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is. That's how you learn. All right. So you can see from the last time it completely killed the last higher high from, let's say, a week ago, right? It killed it from a week ago. It completely shattered it. It didn't respect nothing. So you would see a higher high. let's say you made another pullback, right? When you see when it's in the middle of this and you see that it's coming down, you would be looking to buy that pullback when it hits around this area because there's another area of support now. Resistance became support. So now you'll be looking to buy in this area for about 40, 50 pips and then get out the trade with $50, $60. It depends. Or if you put a one to the lot, that'll be $500, $600 in profit. And then that's where you would buy and you would make continuation, et cetera, et cetera. And then there's always the point when the news hits or Trump fucks up or let's say NFP comes in and completely shatters it or a country gets out of a treaty or some shit like that and it completely just kills this and it goes completely down to the downside. Well, that is known as a what's it called? When it makes it in the new trend, like it completely just shatters down. So that's what it would just shatter down because of news. That means it completely shattered the uptrend and it's making a new trend. And that's where you would just sit and wait every time and then just wait for the pullback to be made. Or, yeah, just wait for the pullback to be made and you will see another downtrend. And then that's how, from an uptrend, it goes down to a downtrend. And that's basically the uptrend basics. And I know you guys probably can't see what the fuck I'm talking about. So, shit.
Yeah, but you could have just sold right here.
Yeah.
Area.
Yeah.
If you were smart enough, you could have just sold right here.
Yeah, that too.
And
Keep in mind.
all this fifth, and then again come out, go along on here, and then again sell if you know when to get out.
Yeah. And that's basically just there's a lot of stuff that comes into this when you buy or sell. There's the news that comes in. There's the RSI that I use a lot that comes in, and then that's basically it. This is when there's a downtrend.
And downtrend is as similar as this, just
Yeah.
on the opposite.
Just explain it. Is there a problem?
How many, how many accounts did I lost?
Yeah.
Probably around what? Let me see. Probably like 8.
I lost around 7.
I probably lost about 8. I probably blew up like 8 accounts.
Yeah, but that was like 2 trades for you. You'd be like in a $200 account, and then you just fucking put that shit away.
He put, like he said, he put like only 10. No time. This motherfucker be like, 25.
No,
On $10 that's just me. Is because I go all the way in a trade, you know, and it's fine because I mean you either decide to be a really aggressive trader or you can just be a reserve trader, right? So he's more of a reserve trader. I'm more of an aggressive trader. So he's more of a risk management, and I don't give a fuck about the risk management. Like I'll put that on the side, and I know it's kind of it is a lot of risk. It's like it is 90% risky, you know. But you have that 10% that I look at, and I know that there is 10% chance that the risk that I'm taking is gonna benefit me, right? So I'm willing to risk this much to make the money. Now, you must be Oscar, you're a fucking idiot. And the thing is not because whenever you're trading something, let's say we're trading the euro dollar, right? This is always moving constantly up and down, and it's gonna how do I say? There's always opportunities there. It might be doing like he said earlier. It might be doing like an upper high. You're over here on the upper high, and you know that if it's all the way in the upper high, it has to come down somehow. If the market does not keep on going up, it always makes a pullback, or the market has to go like this. It always does this, and you don't notice because you won't see that on the day because all you're doing is you're looking in the 1 minute chart, and then if you're in the 5 minute chart, you won't see that either. Yeah, on the Android it shows that, but on the iPhone it shows like you have the little thing, the little button on the corner, on the upper corner. You know?
An hour. 4 hours. A day.
So
A week? Okay.
okay, so whenever you want, let's say you keep this in mind, right? You keep that in mind, right? So you're like, okay, so I know that the graph has to go up somehow, and we can go along or we can buy, and somehow it has to do a short, or it's gonna have to do a pullback or go down. But then if you're not like informed, news can hit, and the thing can continue to still go up. It might do a little pullback just to do the correction, but then it's gonna shut it the shit out of you. Go up still.
Yeah, it happened like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
It happened. It was an
It
unexpected
it
breakthrough.
happened to him.
It was an unexpected one. Like it wasn't on the news. It was.
He
It
was-
that happens sometimes.
So he was about to do an error, right? He was about to just send the signals. Because him and I and Renzo are allowed as administrators to send signals. So he was gonna send the signal on that pair, and I was like, wait, I haven't analyzed that pair yet. So I was like, okay, I guess he's. So I mean, it happens, and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine that you. Cause we're like, I'll make a mistake, you can make a mistake. He makes a lot of mistakes, and I know we still let it go on him. I mean, even right now, he didn't know how to set up the freaking.
We roasted him a little bit.
We did roasted him a little bit, and I mean, it's sort of fine. It's part of the game here, you know. We can't just be here boring shit. So this is what the market's always gonna be doing. Now, the downtrend.
Basically the same thing I just said for
Yeah, it's just pretty much the same thing as Renzo
but it's
talked
different.
about.
It's different in a way.
It's a little bit different, but it's not that much. It's the same apples and oranges.
Just saying like apples, red.
Yeah,
apples.
red apple.
Yeah. Same thing.
Because apple and oranges are different.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Whatever you want.
Is there anything he's supposed to
Huh?
Anything is on Friday.
Well, what's up for the upcoming that we have right now on the trend? Can you check some news for the euro?
Okay, you guys said
You
the
dollar?
order of the pair matters.
Yeah, it does.
Why? Is it kind of like
Because-
a red apple and green apple thing?
So okay, let me. So
This is the
You're-
best one?
yes, so you're talking about the how the format, like let's say the euro and the dollar, right?
Yeah.
And then if the U and the dollar comes first, and then the euro is that
Yeah.
what you're asking?
Yeah.
He's saying how is it different?
Yeah.
How is that different?
How does it affect the thing? So like Euro USD, why would that if the dollar goes down, why would it affect the
You know,
the Euro
I had
USD?
somebody ask me that question, and I answered that last time. So
I was on the live stream last time. I was eating dinner.
you were in the dinner.
I was eating dinner. He's like 5'6". He's like, I'm eating dinner. He told me the live stream. And I was
All
like,
right.
I'm eating dinner.
You're like, get on the live stream for me, and then all
I'm
right,
eating dinner.
okay,
Sorry.
maybe you missed it. Okay, so
I did miss it.
you're saying is this and this and if
Yeah,
you
that
Basically, the difference is if the dollar
you,
goes, yeah.
first of all, you won't even see this fucking pair on the trade. You won't even see that. You won't see that on the quotes. You will never see that on the quotes.
Quotes?
Yeah, the quotes are where you see the list of trades, the list
Okay.
of currency pairs that you can trade.
It's not popular or it's like really
It-
nobody trades
Yeah, I mean, it's
like
almost
that.
the same thing, and there
the
is
Trump either.
okay. Yeah. So I mean, I think I have seen the only similar pair that I have seen backwards. I think this one.
NCD, USD, and USD, NCD.
Yeah, this is the only pair that I have come
Okay, when
across.
you say pairs, do you see the letters?
Pairs are
Currency, they're
currency,
currency.
yeah.
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 So this is saying
The-
U.S. dollar versus the New Zealand dollar.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
then-
when you pronounce it, like,
Just put USD,
Come on, bro.
NCD.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't hate on it. It's just
So yeah, so just the New Zealand dollar against the dollar, right? And then this is the dollar against the New Zealand dollar. So there is. You won't see this.
Okay, gotcha. I see that, I'm dreaming.
If you see that, I'll give you $1,000.
Okay.
If you ever see that on the post,
I'll make that pack in one tray so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
right now, I don't really care. I mean, what else can I do? I'm giving free service to the people. It's service. What the service we're trying to give people right now? We have like about 62 members. I mean, 62 followers. One of
We're
you.
just trying to help people along.
We're just trying to help people out and gain some questions, you know.
Okay, so basically, hold on. All right, so basically,
Put it
the
in the
only.
middle, yeah. It's because we only have one market.
Yeah. Just you. The reason I'm always on these, now that they're just
Okay, to answer your question.
Okay, thank you.
Basically, the only difference is between this pair is that if the dollar, like just the US dollar, goes up, this goes up as well.
Oh, not the other one?
And if the dollar goes up, this goes down. That's the only difference.
Okay.
That's the only. So when you're trading this pair, look at the dollar, because that will determine everything. Because the dollar is worth more than a New Zealand dollar, right? So this is the strongest pair.
Yeah.
So basically, when you're trading this pair, you're trading the dollar as well. That's
Okay.
the only difference. So every time you see the dollar going up, you could buy this. That's
Okay.
the only. And if you see this going up, you could sell this. That's the only difference.
Okay.
That's with every other pair. That's what I'm saying. The Euro USD. If you see the dollar going down, you could buy the Euro USD, and that would profit you. But if you see the dollar going up, you should buy. You should sell the Euro USD. That's the only difference between these two.
Right.
That's it.
So high.
That's basically what I mean.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Thank you. Yes.
Any other question?
There is no question. All right.
You guys should be glad I'm here because I never see you guys follow the live stream and you guys don't know what to say. I was just asking you
I'm saying.
I was just asking you a question.
All right.
You're like stupid. I'm like, yes, answer it, please.
All right. Well, now that's basically uptrend, downtrend. I guess we'll go into the money management. I guess.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of stuff.
Don't even go there.
Can you get
That's
it
not.
done
That's,
in
no, we have like.
about 15 minutes?
I cannot get that done.
Then we should save for another live stream.
What about brokers? Don't look at it.
He knows more about brokers than me.
Are you going to go for it?
Oh God.
Yeah.
So,
Who's one of the best brokers?
so we have.
I'm sure you have my phone somewhere.
So we're gonna talk about forex brokers as this guy just mentioned. All right. So I personally am with FX Glory.
Very good.
So buying brokers.
So
That's basically what's going to put you in the train.
so yeah,
Okay.
he's the one who's giving you the license, not the
The
server.
license?
Yes.
He's the one
He's-
that's going to have to
Yeah.
He puts you in the train.
Okay.
He puts you. After
He
you like
he
send-
executes your orders and all this stuff. Okay.
Okay.
So.
So that's you?
Yeah, FX Glory is
That's
the
the type
one
of
that I
brokerage.
have.
Oh yeah.
It's a broker, so you can just go to
Of course, there's a lot of
fxstory.com and then you gotta like send them your information, your ID, your proof of address, and all this stuff, right?
Okay. You use that one. What do you use?
Same one he was using.
I use traders with right now, but I'm switching.
Yeah,
So he's using Traders Wave.
and I'm using four. Maybe it's really you can get it.
Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah,
You know they
the-
got banned, right?
the third-
Some shit. They would do like a news.
No, not four.
Are you using forex?
You know why people think
No, I never seen that.
so? Do you guys know why forex is, as you said, is bullshit?
It's bullshit.
Because their leverage size is 1 to 50.
That's
Now you need to talk. Yeah, I need to talk about leverages.
Talk about it right now.
So right here, their highest leverage is 1 to 1,000. You know, and this guy's 1.3. of 3,000.
You
You know,
define
if
leverage.
you know
Yeah,
the
he doesn't know
leverage,
what leverage is. That's why.
Yeah. Well, I assume what it is, but
You can put a dollar size law with an actual leverage in a $50 account.
yes, sir.
That's basically what. Okay.
That's-
So what leverage is like, let's say
It's
I have $50 account,
okay.
I could only put like a 0.10, but if like a 10 cents every
What's
month.
your
Oh,
leverage
okay.
though?
Instead, if I was in his brokerage, I'd have a $50 account and put $1 out there, which is $1 every month.
Yeah, yeah.
So
No.
that's basically
So this guy, you can literally put
whatever.
a $25 lot size
Which is fucking insane.
in a $20 account, and you should never do. And you know what's gonna happen? If you put that, and you have the $20 account, it's gonna execute the order, and you're gonna see the thing. It's gonna pop out, and then you're gonna see this as your balance. That's gonna be your balance because you're not dumb enough to put a $20 lot size. You should be knowing the leverage. You should know that your leverage is not. I mean, you're not gonna be able to do 20 because you're doing 20 times the pip. If the pip goes up 2 times, I mean, if this goes against you 1 time and you have a $20 account, you're out.
You're done.
And the thing, and the graph just goes like this, dude. Like you're always gonna start on red numbers whenever you enter the trade. So it's always gonna be on red numbers, right? Because I know some people are like, I know some people that I used to have in the other team that the RTA. Remember that? So RTA was, we started a group in high school, and it didn't work out. So it was something. But I had around 15 members that were interested, and we would go to Starbucks and do all this stuff about it. And so one of the guys was like, "Why do we always start in red numbers?"
Because of the commission and the spread.
No, sir.
What? The one.
What? Oh god.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna learn something new.
So,
But you wouldn't be here. Okay, wait. If you know Forrest is shitty, then how can we stick with it?
because he got canceled, he did something dumb and
Yeah.
asked for a withdrawal. Tell him the
Yeah.
story. So,
Basically, I had orders me on eBay, and then
so you know how you have on your thing instant execution
Yeah.
and then buy them,
Yeah.
all that stuff. Okay, so the instant execution is just sending you into the market at the price. You're not entering at the right price.
I know that. That's the spread.
Okay, so if you're entering at another price, the spread doesn't have anything to do with the commission.
It's like
So what is it? Is the instant and the buy level?
Yeah.
Because they don't charge us
Alright.
So that was that. But I wouldn't, if you're gonna start to grow an account that is like a small account, right? Because I mean, I don't think people are gonna want to start with a $500. Some people could, but you should.
If you have money to spare. If you have money to
If you have money to spend, it would be good to spend either from $250 to $500 just to deposit, to play around with, to see profits. But if you don't have money, the minimum FX Glory asks for is $50.
You can do a lot with $50.
You can do a lot. You can flip. I flipped $50 for my brother in a single day.
But he pulled $100.
No, I put 0.20.
That would take you out in 20 pips, 30 pips.
And he's always complaining about my loss. Don't listen to him.
I was saying, dude.
It's always like, yeah, if that trade would have gone to you by 10 pips, you would have been out. Like, I know that, but this is why you analyze the market, for you to not make stupid ass mistakes. But okay, so you can flip this into 100, and let's say you flip this. So what I did, I made this account into a 600. It's the $600, right? So how many days do you think that took me to flip 50 into 600?
2 days.
No, it's longer than that.
2 weeks.
How long do you think that took me?
Um,
Putting about
5 weeks.
4 to 5 trades a day.
Just guess.
Yeah, I just guess. It took me roughly about 8 days.
I said 2 weeks. You said 1 week.
Huh?
Alright, just go.
Okay, so it took me 8 days. But I mean, you're starting at $50, right? And if you're on his broker, that will never be possible. If you're on Trader's Place, maybe, but the commission still.
The commission.
Yeah, the commission. You're like,
Oh, that's how those brokers make money. They take
Commission. And
but FX Glory makes money off of your transitions, you know. And
That's why it's different. That's why most people
And
choose
that's-
different brokers. That's
yeah.
the only difference. Just the commission and
the only thing that I recommend you guys not to do is if you're gonna withdraw, don't withdraw more than $50,000 from PayPal because they're gonna freeze your account.
You would drop $50,000.
No, but I had some friend that did this, and they're like, "Oh, my account froze." So I was like, "No, he had to go to court and all this stuff. They took PayPal reports, and he ended up getting $100,000. I'm like, shit." Okay, so yeah, so I called in, right?
I think we have like 50 minutes.
Okay, so this is gonna wrap it up for today, you know, guys, because we have 15 minutes and we have about 9 minutes until the. What are you gonna do?
We have 9 minutes left. You want to wrap it up? You finish it? The Forex brokers? Yeah. Did you already finish it?
Yeah, I just told them like you guys pick FX Glory.
fuck everything else.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. Whatever you got from this, just
Take mine.
take mine.
Whatever you guys learn from us to whatever, just DM us on our Instagram page, Forever Profits underscore official, and just DM us, you know, and send us a message for you guys to get in the free channel, Telegram channel, right?
Yeah,
So
that's all.
that's about it for today, guys. So we'll see you next day.
Yep. Yeah. Some of the best forex brokers, they're banned from here.
Yeah.
No, because some of them actually did fraud. I think what FXM. Yeah,
FFCM.
yeah, and they had to move to what was it, London?